Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is Binky here today and we are rating every single Clue Perfumery's fragrances. Now this will be easy because there's only 4, unlike my zoologist series, which is still going. Oh my, I didn't realize there was like 34 cents. That one's tough, but we're heading towards the end of this one. This one's very easy. Only 4 cents at this time. So let's discuss. Okay, so as I don't have full bottles of all of them, I do not. I'm going to put a picture to the side and we will discuss. So, there are 4 of them, and what I'm going to go with is in 4th place. And before I say this, I do want to point out something. This Perfumery is great. Clue is wonderful. Somebody has to be in that spot, and it's not because they're bad, it's because they're all good, but there always has to be somebody in the final spot. That's just the way life goes. So I will explain why, and please understand, of course, this is just personal preference. We all have notes that we love and don't. And so there we go. So that being said, in 4th place is The Point. Yes. So the reason for this, and this is actually the one that I tried today, and so I'm doing this right after wearing it. It's still on my wrist. There she is. Yep, and it still has that oceanic scent. So the reason why this here is it's a mineralic bright ocean scent is how they call it. And so it's supposed to have jasmine tea, crushed porcelain, honey-soaked patchouli, ocean water, ambergris, wet sand. So I don't necessarily want to go through all of these, but fully. But with this one, the reason why is it just had this, and it does have that mineral scent to it. It was a little bit more difficult for me just because I'm used to like aquatic florals. And this was a take on an aquatic floral that was very different because I've been to the ocean many times. And when you're walking along the shore, especially at specific times of day, there's a very specific scent and it smells like kelp and seaweed, especially when it's been sitting in the sand and maybe it's been a warm day. It has a very specific mineral scent, kind of iodine is what I would call it. It's this iodine scent, and ooh, yes. So it can be a lot. I think what I wanted from this one was a little bit more jasmine and sweetness to be pulled through, and yes, they are there. That's my skin scent. But even here, which is not my skin scent, it's on my clothing, the ocean and the iodine scent cuts through it first, which is bright, but it's also a little bit funky. So it's like it cuts through. Then you get the ocean scent and then a little bit of the jasmine honey, and it's trying to sweeten up the scent, but it doesn't quite do it. So for me, I'm not really into photorealistic ocean scents like that. It's a little bit too much, and part of it is I don't even go into the ocean because of what's lurking in there. And I love the ocean from afar, but I don't necessarily want to be in it and smelling like that afterwards. And I've known people who love to swim in the ocean. They come back and they smell like this, but without the jasmine and honey. So for me, it's just not a scent that I would wear. But if you love photorealistic ocean scents with a little bit of sweetness and a tad bit of floral, this one will be for you. So it comes in number 4. Number 3 is With the Candlestick. And this one, top note, cherry communion wine, cinnamon leaf, labdanum, melted wax, burning church incense, extinguished candle, hot musk. And the impression is smoky, spicy, metallic, and hot. So yes, this one comes in number 3. This one is quite lovely. It has a very churchy scent to it. So it reminded me of those beautiful Gothic churches from Europe. And it really brought me to that place. I think if you have a background in church, especially Catholicism, where they do communion, and you're in a church that has the burning candles and things like this. I think this might take you there a little bit more than it does me, just because that is not my thought process with this, but I know a lot of people it could be. For me, it's more of going into the Gothic churches and just smelling the beautiful candles and the incense, and just, there's something about it. You know when you're in a Gothic church. You just know because of the scents that come with it. But the thing that makes this different than your normal incense perfume, I know that there's other ones out there, especially with the wine notes. What makes this a little bit different is that the incense isn't just your basic incense smell. And what I mean is this smells photorealistic, again, to the actual incense used in these Gothic churches. It's not your basic myrrh and a little frankincense. Like, it really is that exact smell. When the other ones, a lot of fragrances will try to duplicate it, but it's just not exactly the same as this. Like, it is that scent. And what makes it a little bit more interesting is that they add a cinnamon scent to it. So you have the sweetness of the wine and the smokiness of the incense and the actual candle wax and exhaust coming off the flame. It is there, but you have this little doldrum of cinnamon in there just to make it a little bit different. So this one to me is very different than the other ones out there. It really, much like the Point, these two scents take classic scent profiles that we all know and turns it on its head a little bit. Just makes it a little bit their own signature scent on it. And I think it's fantastic. I think it's wonderful. And you might really like that. But it kind of depends on your memory. And this is what I like about this collection, is that it really is good at invoking certain emotions or taking you to a snapshot in time. With the Point, I could see myself as a kid with my family on the beach and walking along there, and it was a big special outing because we didn't have a lot of money as a kid. We were quite poor, and so for us, once a year we would go to the coast or the beach, and that was our big splurge for the year. We'd go there for a weekend, usually in the middle of the week. We'd be pulled out of school, don't tell. And then we would walk along the beach because everything was like cheaper during that time. The weekend it was more expensive. And we'd all walk along the beach, and my family would save up the little money we had to have little treats and go out to dinner. And it was really special, actually. So it reminds me of that snapshot in time. And, you know, with the candlestick brings me back to the Gothic churches. I love Gothic churches, and I've traveled all over Europe and seen those beautiful churches. It's my favorite structure. I love Gothic structure. And that smell when you open the doors. But if you have a connotation with it, if you raise, like I had friends who, if I wore this, they'd be going, please don't. Because they're just, they just aren't religious people any longer. And so they're like, that was my whole childhood. And I'm like, okay. So they didn't quite have the same fond memories that I did. And then there's other people who I'm friends with who still are Catholic. And they're like, oh man, it's Saturday or it's Sunday, depending when they go. They're like, wait a minute, did I oversleep? So it's just interesting how there's the snapshots of time with these. So the next two are Morel Map and Warm Bulb. And I had to put them onto these strips because I have a hard time deciding. So we are going to decide. I would make a decision, and then I would make another decision and make a decision and another decision. I'm having a hard time with this. So this is Warm Bulb. Oh gosh, that's so good. That is so good. That light vanilla scent. Light vanilla scent with you can smell the humidity and the electrical charge. It's like this powdered, slight honey vanilla. Oh, it's dusty. It's this dusty vanilla light honeyed light bulb. Yeah, it's a light bulb. You can smell the electrical charge. You can smell the humidity. But it's the dust on top of the bulb burning away, and it has a vanilla hint on it. Whew, that's good. I do want to read the notes on that. So to let my nose rest a little before I go to the Morel map. That one I freaking love. So here we go. So this one is burning dust, hot air, black pepper, immortelle, paper, sparked tobacco, sandalwood, amber, preserved vanilla. So there isn't the honey, but I think that comes from the immortelle. That's where that note comes from, and it's just beautiful. And this one is listed as warm, cozy, blanketing, dry, and it really does quite capture that. The smell of heat without the heat. It really captures that. It is just lovely. Oh my goodness. So then, let us look at the final one. I'm on their website looking this up. Okay, Morel map. So this one is birch leaf, basil, fir needle, red currant, Wisconsin wood violet, violet leaf, galbanum, morel mushrooms, oak moss, dead elm tree, forest floor. Yes, it is just wonderful. Listed as damp, green, and loamy. I will always love loamy. I love that. Oh, that smells so good and earthy. This, especially on my chemistry, played so nicely. Smelling it here does not do it justice. But of course, with all things, it's going to play differently on your chemistry. I will say that warm bulb never really changed that much. It pretty much stayed pretty true to what it was on my chemistry for the most part. But ooh, oh goodness, this is just the greenery of this. This reminds me so much of walking through the forest in the Pacific Northwest when I was a kid. You can watch the full video to hear my full tragic story. It wasn't tragic. It was a good memory, but there was a lot going on with that. But it reminds me of that Pacific Northwest, walking through when there was that light rain during the morning and you're hiking through the forest and it's right before fall and the leaves have fallen and it's damp and you're going through the trees, and this is the scent. It's green. It's just so green, and fir balsam, or just a fir tree green, beautiful fir. Oh, it's so good. With the dampness and the dead leaves, the foliage, it's starting to decay just a little bit. And then this. I will say that these are probably the two most complex scents of the collection. These are the two are great, but I felt like they weren't creating necessarily something new. They were taking base profile scents and then putting a twist on them, while these two really show what Clue Perfumery can do in the future. It's going beyond that. It's creating their own style. And that's why these two are in the top spots. And honestly, they're so different. I'm having a hard time choosing because this is just grassy and green and earthy. Oh, in the most beautiful way, with just a tad bit of sweetness underlying it. That beautiful sweetness, which makes it wearable. Oh, you'd be wearable without it, but it's just that violet. It's that little sweetness of the violet. Oh, so you get that crisp greens, but then you get that beautiful floral scent that offsets it in a way that if it didn't have it, it would not be the winner that it is. And then here you smell that beautiful, beautiful electrical charge. This is what makes this difficult is I am a fan of vanilla. Vanilla is one of my favorite scents. Yes, I know people are like, that's boring. Then call me boring. I am okay with it. Let me be boring forever. They found a smart way to create a vanilla scent that nobody else has. And that's what I like about it. Vanilla, okay, we've done it. Maybe it's a little bit boring. No, it's not with this. And this conjures up a photo. This is my photo album of me as a kid at my grandparents' house. There was nothing to do. It was in the middle of the mountains, nothing to do. So you pull out an old book, turn on an old lamp. Nobody's been in that room a lot. And then you smell the bulb burning. While you read a book as it rains outside. And this is the other part of that journey where the weather's okay and you gotta do logging. Okay, so if I had to choose, I would put these both in first place. But that is such a cop-out, and I'm not gonna do that to you. For everyday wear, and what I would make my signature scent, that would be Warm Bulb. I would wear this every day, and I have a bottle. It's on its way here. Yes, I bought a bottle. So amazing. And then this one, this takes me to a place that I just, this more so than this takes me to a place that I can never go back or ever duplicate. And it's so photorealistic. So, oh, this hurts my soul in so many ways. Warm Bulb is right up there. But I'm going to put it in the second place, and that hurts my soul because I love this so much. If I could put these both at the top and not be a cop-out, and be a cop-out, I would. But because of the pure genius of this and how unique and wonderful it is, and how perfectly blended it is, this is a little bit more shocking. It's like, what? It's a little bit more like, what is going on? It's a little bit more intriguing in that it's like, what did I just smell? In a perfect, beautiful way. This is wearable and memory inducing and gorgeous with that violet. It's just, it hurts. You can see the ratings. I don't remember the ratings fully on these. I think I gave this a 9 and this one a 9.5. And looking back, these may go straight to a 10 by the end of the year. These may go straight to a 10 by the end of the year. That's how phenomenal they are. Oh my goodness. So, the other two are fantastic. I probably wouldn't buy a full bottle of those. They don't speak to me the same way. They just don't. They are wonderful. I'm happy to have my samples. If they ever did like a sampler travel size, I might pick up a travel size of both just so I have them in my collection. But I wouldn't buy a full bottle, especially because these are expensive. Yeah, they're very expensive. They're 30 milliliters for $140. That's really steep, extremely expensive for what they are. So that is kind of an issue. I think it's a bit much. Yes. That being said, did it stop me from buying them? No. So, spoiler, I bought Warm Bulb. It is on its way. I should be getting it in the next day or two. And I am buying Morel Map because I'm going to. It's going to be a birthday gift to myself here in the next couple weeks. So, yeah. That's just the way it is. By the time this is up, my birthday will probably have passed. But, yeah, I love it. I love it so much. I love them both. I will wear these again and again and again. They are true beauties. If you have not checked out Clue Perfumery, please do. Try the sample scents. You can get all 4 of them. I think it's $35. And then if you choose, you can they give you a code and you can buy a full size one and take $35 off, which is a great deal right there. I think that's how much it is. So that's a really great deal. I really, really encourage you to do it because I feel like there's so many fragrances out there and so many that are just kind of, and these are just so perfectly blended. I just want to smell these again and again. They're so perfectly blended. And if Clue Perfumery ever sees this review, my channel is exceptionally small right now. I just started. Please know that stay on this track. This is exactly where you found it. The other two are fantastic, but these are where you shine. The unique snapshots of time. Warm Bulb, Morel Map. Those are genius. And I don't say that lightly. I don't. So yes, if you have not checked them out, please do. And I do want to say I bought these all myself. Nobody gave them to me. They don't know I exist. So there you go. So let me know what you think down below if you've tried them. I really want to hear other people's opinions on these. I also want to hear if there's any other perfumeries close to this. And also, because I do long series, I do small ones in between as bonus videos. If you know of any perfumeries that you think I should put on this channel that have 6 and less, let me know, because I don't like to do 2 long series within another long series. So please let me know down below. And with that, have a wonderful day, my friends. Bye.